Okay, hi there. I see that you have written this letter. It's the English and Homestay letter. Let's take a look at what you wrote. Okay, dear Mr. and Mrs. Williams, my name is Chidiebere Iwagu. I am from Nigeria and am currently studying English and literature. I am writing to inform you that I will be traveling to the UK for an English and Homestay program and that you have been assigned to accommodate me for the entire duration of the program. Okay. The grammar is good, the vocabulary is good. If there's anything that I might have changed a little bit is maybe the order of some of the information in these two sentences. So the first thing you're supposed to write is the reason why you're writing. So it might have made a little more sense if you had said, Dear Mr. and Mrs. Williams, I'm writing to inform you that you have been assigned to accommodate me during the entire duration of the program English and Homestay that I am participating in, and then introduce yourself. My name is, et cetera, et cetera. So typically what we want to do in that first sentence is express the purpose of our letter. Okay, so I kind of feel like that would have been better, and then you could have gone introducing yourself. A good habit to get into is if you pretty much follow whatever the order is of the bullets. It's a logical order. But again, the first thing we always typically write is the purpose for our letter. Okay. All right. Let's see. Okay, so since I will be staying in the UK for around 6 months, I would like to know what the weather is like on the average in order to pack appropriate clothing. The weather in Nigeria is muggy throughout the year, and I have majorly clothes for such weather. Could you please advise me on what clothes to pack? In addition, I would like to know if London has a wide variety of cuisines. Okay, now this isn't actually a direct question, it's an indirect question, and as such, it does not need a question mark here, okay? So that should have just been a full stop. I would only consider to pack some local food if there is a limited variety of food in London. Okay, I think you might have been able to express that a little, how can I say this? A little more detailed, perhaps. So what are you trying to say? When you ask if it has a wide variety of cuisines, do you mean if you'll be able to find Nigerian cuisine and that's why you're referring to the local food? So it doesn't really feel like that connection is really clear, so I would have liked that to be clearer. It's a task achievement thing. So and at the same time, it's also coherence and cohesion because there has to be a logical link between your ideas and your sentences, okay? So yeah, just adding a little extra information would have helped to do that. Okay. And you don't say consider to pack. I think it might have been better to say I would only consider packing some local food if I will not be able to find such food in London or something like that. It's just a little unclear. All right, my flight is scheduled for the 16th of August, 2019, and I will be at get rid of the Heathrow Airport, London at exactly 9 p.m. local time. Could you please make transportation arrangements for me? I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon. Yours sincerely. Okay, so let's see. Where do I want to start? Okay, the good news is that your grammar is good, your vocabulary is good, your task achievement is good. So all these things are positive. It was a pretty good attempt. There are some things that I want to change here. All right, so let's start with some of the easy stuff. I found your paragraphing a little strange, partially because it's unclear where your paragraphs begin and where they end. So what you want to do is leave a space, leave an entire line to kind of distinguish where one paragraph starts and where another one ends, okay? So that's the first thing. So I'm assuming that this was supposed to be a new paragraph, so just leave a line, okay? This way it's clear. Because here I got confused. So it looks like you hit enter, but it wasn't the end of a sentence, like the sentence continued. And then, is this a new paragraph? So a lot of this kind of confused me. Now, I know that paragraphing is not super important in task 1, but I think it's something that is so easy to do well in that it's a shame not to. And it certainly can separate a good essay from a very good essay. Okay? So that's something I want you to keep in mind. So as far as I am concerned, I would have left a line here after program, and then I would have left another one here after for me, and then this would have been its own little closing, its own little paragraph on its own, and then your sign off. Okay, so that's how I would have done it. Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you a little bit about is the direct questions you asked. There were a few of them. So here, could you advise me on what clothes to pack? And then I already told you that this question mark was wrong, but then here, could you please make transportation arrangements? That should have had an S for me. Now, these are direct questions, meaning that very straightforward, it's a question. Here, this is where you wrote an indirect question. I would like to know if London has, etc., etc. That's really what you should be trying to do in these formal letters, because when we're trying to be formal with somebody, we really try to um, ask as few direct questions as possible. They're just not considered as formal as indirect questions. So, for example, could you please make transportation arrangements for me? It would have been more formal if you had said, if possible, I would like to know if you could arrange transportation for me. Or if it doesn't trouble you, please feel free to make transportation arrangements. Okay? Again, this kind of thing, essentially where you're asking for something, but in a more indirect way. What else? What else could you said? Would it be possible for you to make transportation arrangements for me? It's probably my favorite one out of all of them. Would it be possible for you to make transportation arrangements for me? Okay, so really trying to take the question part of it as far away as possible to make it sound more polite. All right. So we don't have a task 2 from you. We just have this letter. So like I said, the grammar was good, but I do want to see a little more. Basically, if you use more of these indirect questions, it shows that you understand the conventions of formal letter writing. So that will just be to your benefit for task achievement. All right, so I would like to see more essays from you. I'd definitely like to see a task 2 to see what you're doing there. I saw that you got a 6 the last time, and your exam is coming up in about a week. So let's see if we can help you with maybe some more essay corrections, okay, with the time that you have left. So I look forward to seeing more essays from you. Good luck.